Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming. We're going to be doing a video on the game of Joking Hazard. This is by Cyanide Happiness. It is a group that makes comic strips online, if you haven't heard of them already. And with this one, basically the game consists of trying to gain 3 points in the game, and that is by winning one of these rounds where there will be certain cards played out, and you have to make the best combination of cards for that. So at the beginning of each round, well, first at the beginning of the game, you'll want to have 7 cards per player. And then at this point, let's say this player here was the first judge. He will take one off the top of the deck. In this case, you see 2 characters basically pointing guns at each other. And all the cards are going to be kind of like this. They're going to have basically different artwork on it. And you're wanting to try to get a good combination between the different cards for that. So let's say if I drew this one as the second one. So they point guns at each other. This one says, well, that was kind of awkward. Now normally each of these players will go through their hand and choose one that they feel is going to be a best finisher for this particular one. So let's just randomly take one off the top of each of these. You want to shuffle them up, so that way you don't know which player dropped which one. So in this case, they pointed guns at each other. That was awkward. I think I'm going crazy. So this one, they point guns at each other. That was awkward, and then one chases the other way away. Point guns at each other. That was awkward, and then they do a dance. At this point, they point guns at each other. That was awkward. My God, why? So at this point, the judge will then choose which set of cards they thought was the best combination. So let's just say perhaps we went with, I don't know, like the dancing one, for example. And it was this player here. They were going to get a point by giving them the card. And that just lets them know that they're already at 1 point. The first 1 to 3 wins. There are a few special cards, and these are going to be the red border cards. If this comes out, each player then can go to their hand, discard any number of those cards that are in their hand that they don't like, and then draw back up to their amount of 7. Once they do that, they have to choose the last 2 cards within the set. So each player then can submit 2 cards. Now, as I normally, you will have had to go through the hand and choose to kind of make sure that the combination works on it. So let's say each drop 2. You want to randomize it somehow so that way no one knows whose 2 are each of those. So in this case, he slams his head, the other guy walks away, them is fighting words, buddy. So perhaps this might have been a little better that way. So this one, they slam his head into the ground. Why are you looking at me that way? Then he eats him. Then they get angrily staring at each other, and then he says he's going to divorce his mom. And then lastly, sorry about your whole family dying, you're hired. You know, after slamming his head to the ground. And so that's, as I said, it's going to probably be much more humorous if you know, each individual player kind of picks a little bit more specifically as to what they want. Whenever you do go below 7 cards, you do want to always draw back up to 7. So as I was playing these different cards, you definitely want to make sure that you keep drawing back up to 7 each round. Pretty much otherwise, it's first 1 to 3 victory points wins. There's a lot of different variant rules if you wanted to kind of mix things up a little bit. I play a little bit differently. Like marathon mode, where you keep laying out quite a few cards to tell like a larger storyline. And I mean, there's different ways to kind of play it, because for the most part, all these cards are just going to be is different panels of different ones, which will have different art and stuff in it. It does also come with some that you can actually write on. So if your group kind of wants to make more specific jokes to cater maybe towards that particular group you play with. You can also write like your own dialogue in there as well. So that is the game of Joking Hazard. As I said, it's a much more sort of simplistic party-style game. But otherwise, it kind of be in the same realm as something like Cards Against Humanity or something along those lines. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching Rundlii Gaming, and you have a good day.